Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of TGJ, Two Goddamn Jackasses. In this podcast-style series, Cameron and I will be discussing gaming news and news of gaming. We're fucking amazing. There's no gameplay, only screenshots, so feel free to do something else while you listen. Enjoy! Also, this is a one-time intro, don't worry about it. Okay, I'm starting.
You serious?
Yeah, why not? Why should we have to be professionals? Not like both of us are getting paid for this.
Because you always talk about being fucking professional, that's why.
Well, until you're getting paid, I'm not going to be professional. How about that?
Fine, you're gonna suffer for it.
Alright. So, hello everyone, and welcome to TGJ. I probably put a little intro in the beginning. In fact, I know I did, because I already rendered that out. We're here to talk about Dead Island RIPTIDE, since the game will be coming out on, I believe, April 23rd in North America, at least. We figured that since we played the original Dead Island, that we should have a little time to discuss what we think the next one will have. You agree?
I do agree. So, do you want to go first, or should I start?
We did a little analysis on the game, and we watched the trailer. And from what I noticed in the trailer, we made some little observations. You made some observations, right?
Yes, I did. I have my notes. Physical form.
I have virtual
digital
notes
form.
because I'm not a fucking scrub. I can afford to get Notepad on the computer.
You will never lose physical notes. You could lose notepad
I've lost
notes.
physical notes all the time. In fact, one of the kids in my school stole my notebook when I was like, I think 10. They stole one of my fucking notebooks.
That's because you're fucking lazy, and you don't look after your shit.
It's because I drew a bunch of stuff in it, and people kept stealing my notebooks because I drew in them.
Whatever.
It was messed up. Like, those were dark years for me, man.
We're getting off topic.
Fuck topics.
No one wants to hear about your dark history. Let's just talk about the fucking game.
It's what made me
Okay.
who I am. Anyway,
Talk about the fucking game.
when I watched the trailer, the first thing that I noticed was that they feature the same goddamn player characters. In addition, at the very beginning, you can see Glitch Bitch Yurema, remember?
Yes.
Glitch Bitch, the one that kept fucking
Wait,
getting
that was-
glitched.
That was Yurima?
Yeah, there was Yurema and Perna. If you look closely at the beginning, you can see her and like I have the picture. I mean, I'm not gonna share it with you, but I'll confirm it with myself for a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything you noticed
That's
immediately?
well.
What do you notice immediately?
I just want to say that either I have a really bad memory for faces, or they did not make very memorable characters, because I did not pick up on that until you just said it. Anyway, my point that I want to say was, for one, I'm so happy that they had us playing as the same fucking characters, because they're just chock full of personality and character.
Not even a change
amazing-
of clothes.
No, not even change of clothes. They must be stinking and sweaty and horrible, but it doesn't matter because Sam B.
Yeah, Sam B. It seems to
Anyway,
pick up
what-
immediately after the end of the game. They're in military custody, the end of the first game. Even though we haven't uploaded the ending on on the channel yet, and we haven't actually finished the game together, we do have an idea that they apparently wind up in military custody. And
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. That's like an early arrival spoiler for everyone that didn't play the first game. They just get the ending thrown right out there, you know.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, they're
Anyway.
being arrested, so to speak, by the military. So, like, surprise, surprise, the military doesn't help in a zombie apocalypse. They arrest you.
Yeah, that's the way things work.
Every
I
time.
noticed. I think the first thing I noticed, first thing I noticed actually, is one, shitty lip syncing is back. You know, which is great.
Was there
Yeah,
even
I'm
lip
glad
syncing in
they-
Dead Island?
No,
in the
there
first
was.
one?
It's just that like their mouths would just kind of flap, and you'd hear audio, and then sometimes the audio would go past the movement of the mouth, sometimes not. It doesn't matter. It's just lip syncing. You know, it's not important. I also noticed that despite this game coming out 2 years after Dead Island, it looks exactly the same.
You have the fucking
This-
graphics Nazi problems with the game, don't you?
No. I don't mind graphics at all. Like I
You're
can
all about
play
the
games from-
visuals.
Let me have my say. I can play games from like my childhood. Even Fallout 3, you can't say Fallout 3's got good graphics, but it's such a great game that it doesn't matter anyway. And like games that I played back in my childhood, like Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex, I will play that right now and I will still love it for what it is. Or like Conker's Bad Fur Day. And none of these actually had bad graphics, especially for when they came out. My point is,
Well, Conker's Bad Fur Day also had a giant piece of singing shit that has something to do with the game being a lot better than Dead Island.
yeah, if you're listening and you don't know what that game is, just look it up right now, because it will not, trust me, it's worth it. It is an amazing game.
Are you getting paid for this product placement here?
Well, yeah, I am, but I'm not allowed to say that, so cut that. Anyway.
Anyway, go on.
Yes. Anyway, my point is that Dead Island doesn't really. There's nothing really about Dead Island that makes it, in my opinion, worth playing. Like, it's a cool idea, but it doesn't. What I'm talking about with the graphics being the exact same is that it doesn't even have, good graphics to lean on. It's not exactly a great-looking game to begin with. But you'd think that, considering that this came out 2 years after Dead Island, they'd at least give it a touch-up.
That's a good point, Mecha Cameron.
Yeah, I mean, there's even the same animations and stuff. I don't know if you noticed, the animations look the same.
Yeah, what I did notice is that I saw NPCs doing those animations that the players pretty much did exclusively. Because I remember the NPCs fighting, they didn't really fight. They kind of just, got grabbed and occasionally swung a pipe. But I saw, actual executions being done by NPCs. Which, in the trailer, you can see a couple points where NPCs are, stomping on down zombies or stabbing them while they're on the ground, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But
it is, I guess.
But you're getting kind of into your final thoughts about the game, this overall review here. We need to look at what we've seen in the trailer so far.
Trust me, my final thoughts will come. I'm not getting into that right now.
Same characters, right? Also appears to be the same island. I didn't see anything really different about the island. I mean, it looks like they're in different parts of the city, maybe different parts of the island, but it seems to take place on the same island and also part of it on at least part of it on a big boat at the beginning.
Well, yeah, actually, that's one thing that I noticed, and this is kind of going into the new gameplay features and stuff. New gameplay features that I noticed is there's water, and it doesn't just make you see really weird. It actually, is a gameplay thing because they've also added boats. It looks like.
Yeah, Logan drives a boat, man. That was impressive.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
Logan does drive a boat. So I guess, if anything that's really new, environment-wise, it'd just be that maybe you revisit same areas, maybe you go to different areas, but I'm assuming that those areas are going to be flooded somewhat, and you're going to have to traverse by boat.
Yeah, on that topic, actually, one of the guys that was working on the game mentioned something about dynamic weather, which they added to the game. He said the way that the exploration of the island works will be what keeps people pushing forward. When you visit a point the first time, the way back feels different because of the level design. But, not to be a prick, but going back is not pushing forward. Just pointing that out.
That's a very prickish thing to do. I just want to point that out.
But, really, though. So there's probably is a little bit of the weather. Maybe the weather will flood areas and then you won't be able to go back. But, I mean, that just seems like it's not going to be encouraging exploration, more just tedious. Because we had to do a lot of backtracking when we were playing.
Yeah.
Imagine if, the environments were already dull enough. Imagine if they flooded every few minutes. I mean, there's not much to really find in the game. You get weapons absolutely everywhere. Health is absolutely everywhere, and the good weapons are available as rewards.
Yeah, I just had an interesting thought, actually. You know how there's a lot of exploration, and I know from just looking at the achievement list that there are collectibles and stuff.
Obviously.
Maybe if you go through an area and you miss something, and then it gets flooded, and you go back, you won't be able to get those. So. That's just speculation, but still, it's something.
Yeah, that would make things even more annoying.
Yeah,
definitely. You need a fucking guide up if you want to find everything.
Yeah. But, that feature that you were mentioning, I think that sounds to me like one of those features that, before the game comes out, the developers talk about it like it's a big thing, and then you play the game and you don't even notice it. Or, it's not as positive as they made it out to seem. I don't know if you remember this, but before Mafia 2 came out, I remember reading that, the music on the radio station was going to reflect the storyline at the time. If something bad happened, it'd be sad music. And then I played the game and I realized that was complete bullshit. Or if it wasn't, I didn't notice anything.
Sleeping Dogs did that, actually. Depending on the mission or the parts in the game, they would play music that fit the what was going on, but it was a lot more overt. But you're kind of not the most perceptive person in the world.
Well,
to be fair.
Speaking
of new things, the trailer also shows RPGs. Near the end, Logan appears to be firing an RPG at a helicopter. So I'm not quite sure if that was just a cutscene thing. Although Logan looks very stiff while he's firing it, so I assume that would be gameplay because I think the cutscenes wouldn't make him look that stiff. But God
damn it! Say that again.
What?
Say that again. Slower.
No, I'm not gonna say it again slower. Fuck off. So if they added RPGs, it might make things interesting, I suppose. They showed a bulldozer driving around.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a player thing though. I think that'd just be
Yeah.
like a NPC thing.
And I saw some art where there was where somebody was holding a minigun, but I'm not quite sure if that's a player thing or if that's just art or if it actually is in the game in any way. It's the problem with a lot of these things are kind of vague, you know.
Yeah. Something I didn't pick up the first time, but after doing a little bit of research, I noticed like the first time I watched it, the first thing I wrote down was literally no apparent new zombies. But I watched it again and I noticed at least one new zombie.
Yeah, the Charger.
Yeah, the thing with the massive arm and the small thing on the other side.
And what looks like overalls or coveralls, the Charger.
Well, you know, something.
It's hard to think of new things, man.
Exactly. You don't need to point that out, man. I was trying to, do a favor for what's the company that make it called again?
Techland, I believe.
Techland.
I believe Deep Silver is the publisher.
Well, I was trying to do Techland a favor and not embarrass them.
They don't
by not
deserve
pointing that out.
favors.
Anyway, apparently, according to the achievement list, there are at least 3 new zombies, and based on their names, you can probably guess what they do. The 3 zombies are the Grenadier, the Wrestler, and the Screamer.
Mm-hmm.
So we can only speculate what their special abilities are.
It's mentioned in the achievement King Among Kings for 30 points. It mentions the returning infected, the Suicider, Butcher, and Floater, and Thug.
Whoever's got such a cool name.
Yeah, and they added the Screamer, which was I believe cut from Left 4 Dead 1. If it's gonna be the same fucking thing, just throwing that out. You're bringing this up again. The Wrestler, which I imagine will be just like. Remember the smoke zombies in Dead Rising 2, after the green gas comes up, the gas zombies. I imagine they're gonna be something like that, like really aggressive, just grabbing onto you a lot. Unless that's the guy with the big arm, it might be. And the Grenadier probably just is like a Suicider from long range, which is probably gonna be my least favorite if we play the game.
If we play the game.
Yeah. Speaking of achievements, they also mention. It's an order. The achievement says mark 100 opponents which were then killed by your co-op partner. So apparently there's a marking command of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention, actually. I forgot about it, but it seems like there's marking, which I don't know what that's about.
That could be helpful. Like maybe like remember in a Splinter Cell how you could mark an enemy. So your partner
I don't think
can
it's
see
like
them?
that though. I don't think it's in the same way where like you mark it and then they automatically take it out.
No, but I mean
like
so you can see them at least. So you can yeah. You don't need a mic that way.
I think that what that marking thing could also be is like you mark a zombie and it looks like you fight alongside that soldier, the guy in the trailer. So I'm thinking maybe you mark a zombie and then he takes it out, or like one of your other companions take it out.
Oh, like a little command wheel kind of thing for the NPCs.
A little bit, like to give them orders.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to mention because there's an achievement called Survivor. No, not at your service for 15 points. Rescue 20 NPCs that have been grabbed by monsters. And I mentioned that because there were barely any NPCs to rescue in Dead Island 1, which was good because the AI fucking sucked. But
yeah,
if there's an achievement for this, 20 NPCs to be rescued, that means that there might be more of a focus on NPCs involved in combat. So if they manage to retool the AI, like allow them to be commanded, give them... I mean, that shows in the trailer, and NPCs actually fighting zombies on several points of the trailer. If there is a focus on NPCs in combat, then we might just be fucked, but it could also mean something good. It might mean a really interesting new mechanic.
It might mean that they actually had to put effort into their AI this time.
Maybe. Maybe they won't... Or maybe they just get hit and lay on the fucking ground again.
Maybe. Or maybe they just decide to do the splits and fuse into the ground while fighting off the demons inside them. Who knows?
Fucking... I still don't even get how shit like that happened. Like... There are glitches that you can kind of see where they came from, but then there are glitches that just you have to think that someone had to intentionally put them in. They're so fucking weird, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
Yeah, I wanted to mention the tower defense mode. It seems to be a tower defense kind of mode. There's an achievement called Siege Hammer. Install 5 barricades during hub defense. So
I think I know what that is.
They might be adding a tower defense kind of game mode, or a sort of mechanic like that, which I think is exactly what the game needed. I mean, obviously, when you're playing a game like Dead Island, you don't need bug fixes. You need a tower defense mode that fixes everything. Look what Revelations did. Assassin's Creed Revelations added a tower defense mode. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 added a tower defense mode. I mean, that's what you need to add to a game to make it better.
I think what that actually is like a horde mode, where it's you and your partner and all the NPCs at like your base, and you're getting attacked by waves of zombies, and you have to go around repair certain like barricades and stuff to keep them out. Imagine just like, it's just like a horde mode where you have to repair shit and keep everything stocked up.
And I imagine it's going to be worked into the actual storyline, so you have to do it.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, otherwise it would be a terrible game. It'd be stupid.
I mean, like, you could do that kind of tower defense thing in Dead Rising. Didn't we try to make like little barricades out of benches and shit like that?
Out of boxes, we like threw boxes at each other, and yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, there's like a makeshift kind of thing, but it was fun because you didn't have to really rely on it. You weren't forced to do it. And tower defense, the kind of people that like Dead Island, I would hazard a guess are the shooter crowd that don't really have a lot of experience with, other zombie survival games. People that wouldn't really give a game like Dead Rising a chance would be interested in a game like Dead Island. They don't realize that stuff that Dead Island does has been done better by other games. So I don't understand why they would like a tower defense mode or a hub defense mode or something like that.
Well, who knows? I mean, I fucking hate tower defense modes in games anyway. Like, I remember I actually reloaded a really old save in Revelations once because I didn't want to go through the tower defense mode, because you did actually lose shit if you didn't do a good job.
I wouldn't know. I always won those. I was good at them.
I did not like them at all. I played them a couple times. I just usually went to an old save.
They weren't well done, yeah.
Those are pretty much all my points done. Like, should we just say our final thoughts or whatever?
Well, yeah, I guess. Final thoughts. Gameplay looks about the same. So, I mean, if you liked the last one, I think you'll like this one. That said, if you didn't like the last one, I don't think this one's going to change your mind. I don't think it's going to do anything new or revolutionary. I don't think it's going to really attract a lot of new fans to the series. I don't think this is going to be the big Renaissance game that wins people back. It's not going to be the Skyrim to the Oblivion, It's not like a big revelation.
Statements.
Hey, fuck off. Oblivion sucked and Skyrim was great. I don't think anyone should disagree with that.
Okay.
Or at least Skyrim was better than Oblivion.
Alright. Well, I just want to say, I thought the trailer was pretty cool. Cool music, yeah. But the game itself, like you said, looks pretty much the same as Dead Island. And like I want to bring this up just quick. Considering the fact that it takes, Dead Island came out 2 years ago, and like I don't know, Dead Island's been out for 2 years now, and they're coming out with an expansion called RIPTIDE that looks as if it adds like a tower defense mode, dynamic weather, and about 3 new enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand, like, how did that take 2 years? It's not even a sequel, it's an expansion. The same area, same shit lip syncing, same shitty animations, and like 3 new zombies and a new mode, and weather. That's pretty much it. Like, I don't...
Well, look at Left 4 Dead, man. Left 4 Dead 2 did the same thing.
No, Left 4 Dead 2 added loads of new stuff.
Yeah, they added 3 new zombies, dynamic weather, a couple new environments. But they did add new characters, at least. That was new. Yeah.
New characters, new levels.
The dynamic level change.
It's like
maybe that's in here too. Maybe Riptide's going to have dynamic level change. They talked about the dynamic weather, how it changes the level around. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Whatever. My point is, in my opinion, it's not worth full price. If they're charging full price for it, then it's just a rip-off.
They aren't. It's $39.99 to pre-order on Steam.
That
says all you need to really know about the game. If they're selling it for $39.99 to pre-order, that tells you a lot about the game.
So it is full price.
No,
it's not.
Full price full price for a game is $60. Full price for a PC game is usually $50, and full price would be $50. This is $39.99. This is $40 to pre-order.
This is unprofessional for me, but I'm just got to quickly check for myself, because it's different pricing. I have to cater to the Europeans as well as others. All right, it's $34.99 here. So that's like about the same. No, that's more expensive. That's like the price of a full game, almost. Well, pretty much like a full new game.
Interesting. So
like Skyrim, when it came out, was like 30 £30 or 40 pounds or something, and this is £35.
You're not even catering to Europeans. You're catering to the English crowd because you're not using euros.
I can't convert. I'm sure there's some country somewhere that uses pounds. Like,
Right.
I'm catering towards Liechtenstein.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not. Wait. One more thing.
What?
The point is, if you can get it cheaper, and you can tolerate glitchy, buggy games, and you really like zombie games, and you like melee games, like this is probably a really niche crowd, but I'm sure they exist somewhere. Then you can, go ahead and buy it, but just don't be too. What's the word? Fuck. Anyway, I don't remember the
Don't fuck without a
word.
condom, kids. Don't fuck without a condom.
Yes. Don't be too Don't buy it lightly, I guess. It's the only way I can think of how to say that.
If I recall correctly, the Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition on Steam, correct me if I'm wrong, was... Not you wouldn't know, but I believe it was $10 cheaper than a full game was, usually. And that was because the port was pretty terrible. Like, if you plugged in a control... I mean, if you didn't plug in a controller, it would still show you how to play with controller buttons. It would still say press A for the A command to interact, hold down B to run on the fucking PC. Sloppy. That's like, yeah, that's the kind of thing that you see when a game is $10 off new. And that's what I'm seeing here. Dead Island RIPTIDE is $10 off new, at least in the US, which that doesn't say good things. I don't really think that's a good sign. I think that is going to have a real sloppy problem. It's not going to be a full game. Maybe the developers had a conscience and they just said, we can't sell this for that price.
Maybe.
But will you be playing it, Cams?
If I get it for free, then of course I will. But I'm not gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I think I can finish my thoughts with, in all likelihood, this will not be appearing on the channel unless it's quite a bit less than the $40 price, because I won't even pay that for it. Or if it gets fucking golden reviews.
Yeah, something of note that I realized. If you don't want to get the vanilla game, there are 3 special editions you could buy, and each one is more expensive than the last. If you pay full price, I believe it's something like $70, you get, it may be even more than that, who knows, but you can get a zombified bust of a female torso. How attractive is that? Think about what you could do with that.
A lot of applications
I just want to leave that out there,
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're throwing down, man. I'm picking it up.
Yeah, man. You should. Oh, at that point, you should definitely put up a picture to just explain what I mean.
Yeah, I'll link a picture in, man. I'm not an idiot. I'll do it. All right.
They have to see it.
They will see it. They will see it. I assure you. I will not. I will not do it.
Okay.
Okay. Go
Done.
on.
I have nothing else to say. I'm done.
I thought you were gonna list all the 3 different fucking editions there.
I didn't write that down in my notes.
Fucking. Whatever. Let's just. Okay. I think that was good. That was good. Your Skype picture is creeping me the fuck out. I keep looking at it right now. I don't really want to look at it for too much longer. So I think.
About that.
And Robody. So I think we made some good points. I think we covered the game. We won't be playing it until probably a year or 2 after it comes out, and we can just get it for very cheap. And
So it's free.
Or free, yeah. And yeah, hopefully you people that are watching, you guys out there, you girls too, if there are any of you, enjoyed this. Hopefully you agree. If you don't agree, then fuck you. But you can post a comment and discuss it, although you probably won't. If you will, though, I will gladly respond to you in the most hateful way possible. I'm sure Cameron will as well. And we can have a nice little, very angry back and forth. But if you do agree with us, then, maybe we can be friends or something and, grab coffee sometime. All right, we go out with them, right?
Hey, y'all, don't worry. I'm full of love. I'll be nice to y'all. I'm not gonna be hateful. Don't listen to Jay. He a piece of shit. You ain't got nothing positive to say.
I love that you were completely mecha throughout the entirety of what you just said. That made it sound so much better.
God, I can't even imagine.
Alright, see you guys. We'll be back next time.
Bye!